Gentlemen, so our favorite segment, or one of my favorite segments, we're going to come into our news or no news segment where we each take a topic, kind of ask each other whether we believe it's newsworthy or not. The first one out, or right out the gate. So news or no news. We'll start with this. News or no news. Are you interested in seeing Tyson fight Holyfield? So are you interested in seeing two senior citizens go at it? Right? Why was this even? What's wrong with people?
Everything's
We're like nostalgic.
it's a money grab. That's all it is. Everything's about money. Just see what these guys could do. It's like the Roy Jones shit with Tyson. That shit was whack. I didn't expect anything of it. You could tell. I think Tyson still had the animal in him to fucking rock Roy Jones, but I'm pretty sure he
Way more the antagonizer in that fight.
and I just think he just knew like they had some general agreement. Yo, let's not hit each other in the head. We don't know what could happen, kind of thing.
So for me, it's news only because Tyson keeps saying that it's going to happen, and Holyfield's camp said that the deal's falling apart.
Because I'm pretty sure if Holyfield probably wants majority of the pie. I don't know.
But why? No offense. I mean, I love you, Holyfield, and you're like one of the best defensive boxers of all time. But Mike Tyson still sells.
I don't
Like
know.
same thing with Jones Jr.
Remember PTSD. You never know. Homeboy might buy his other ear off.
They did a joke. I forget what movie I was watching. I think it was called Grudge Match with Sylvester Stallone and Robert De Niro, and it had
That's basically it.
yeah. They said that he was gonna don't bite him, and he said he was sorry. All right.
All right, news or no news? Virginia becomes the first southern U.S. state to abolish the death penalty.
I say it's news. You tie that in with New York doing the marijuana legal thing. It just looks like people are at least trying to be more progressive. What do you think? You think it's news or no news?
I think it's news just because they should never abolish it. It should be always implemented. To anybody who does fuckboy shit, like what happened in the shootings, anybody who rapes kids, anybody who rapes women, any psychopath who finds it a sadistic thing for either eating people, killing people, anything of sort of those lines where those people just need to be erased off the planet instead of putting them into the justice system and spending money on them.
No rehab. No rehab.
What I'm saying is for the people who
So the extreme part.
for the extreme, for the guys who say I like to fuck kids all the time and I'll never stop kind of thing.
Okay. Right. Got
Those
it.
guys, people who I'll rape women, they've raped 50 women and now they're caught and they will continue to do it if they were allowed to keep doing it. Instead of putting these guys in jail, paying 30 to 50 grand a year for them, they have basically free health care in the system. They can have cancer, they can have anything. They will have they have better health care than a poor person. Let's
okay.
put it like
That's the first statement.
So instead of abolishing it, you get rid of those people.
Okay. So they might be trending because if they started, so some other people might start. Okay, so the Spring Breakers go bananas in Miami South Beach. Did you see some of the videos, bro? Did you see the one of the girls, like multiple girls whipping each other's asses?
In the middle of the street.
Yo, that shit looked like a wrestling match.
But that's the product of people being locked up for a long period of time. Like, I already feel like, first of all, I think it's news just because it just shows you a precursor to what the summer is going to be like.
Right. It's going to be
keeping people locked up for so long. I think I already told my girl we're going to make sure we don't go to anything crazy. You can't even shop now, thanks to people in Colorado.
Fuck that.
And people, go
and Amazon Prime, instant delivery, all that shit. I'm with you, cousin.
Yep. So that's just a prerequisite.
News or no news? Are we gonna get spikes in COVID due to people wanting a vacation heavy?
Possibly, but that's like
get canceled.
It's Florida. Florida didn't close, so you can't.
Done. I got it. All right, go ahead. The next one. Do you know who this dude is, by the way?
We did up to Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt reportedly heartbroken by Angelina Jolie abuse allegations. So, fill me in a little bit about this.
I fucked up because I didn't do all my research.
So,
but I'm assuming that, like, prior to me following, because I kind of keep a small eye on the celebrities, I think she had claimed that he was kind of heavy-handed, maybe with the kids. I know that they broke up, saying that he wasn't like a good husband and a good dad. But this is my thing. He's a pot smoker. I don't really find aggressive people that smoke pot.
Here's my thing, and I've learned this. I've been seeing this more recently. I've seen it from this guy. I forgot the guy's name. I wish I could give him credit. Women get mad at men for being basically the people who spank their kids. Like, you came from that elk. You love your husband or you love your significant other for the person who they are. Now, they were raised that way. Now, if they're raising your children that way, why would you stop them?
Not only that, shouldn't you have vetted this person before you even married them and asked them those kind of questions? You know what I mean? I feel like that's something we're not looking at either in a large regard, because we have all of these, women are complaining about their spouses. And I'm like, man, you should have interviewed this dude better.
But my thing is, I'm pretty sure he told you, yo, hey, my pops used to beat my ass.
That's what I'm saying.
Anytime I was slick, I used to get hit in the mouth. Like, that's all prerequisite when you talking to somebody, like.
Especially for us Latinos, you get judo chopped like nobody's.
Chancleta. Moving forward, we got Silicon Valley star Thomas Middleditch, accused of sexual misconduct at LA club in 2019. Is that the main character? Bug eyes? Is that the main character with the bug eyes? Or is it the fat guy with the hair?
No, that's the bug eye kid. Yeah. The dude that was in Godzilla. He was in a couple other movies. I drew a blank on some of his other flicks. I should have put him better. Practice on the fly. But by the way, this club, I was reading a little bit about it. Apparently, it was kind of like an S&M club.
Okay, so then it's part of the thing,
right? And I'm not saying that it's okay. The other thing too is that the girl like retweeted or Instagram post. I don't even know how you say an Instagram post, but she Instagram posted an apology that he sent to her. Now I get it that if he apologized, he might be guilty, but he apologized.
And I don't know, what if
you fuck up and I say that I'm genuinely sorry, I can't say sorry anymore?
True, I agree. And
I'm just using that post as an isolated incident. Well, I'm not saying that it probably got.
What I'm saying is that she could, let's say they were doing an S&M act and he went too far after she said her safe word.
Right.
Kind of thing. And then she's upset because he went too far after she said pineapples.
It's the same thing with Army Hammer. Right? Like Army Hammer, apparently, like the wife, they weren't agreeants. And I don't know. This is getting crazy. I'll tell you like this. If I'm a dude and I got money, I ain't talking to no women. Zero.
And, we'll eventually get to the Deshaun Jackson probably next week. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Watson next week. But from now on, if you're an athlete.
Did I tell you that he got, yeah, for sure. Did I tell you that he got released? I almost put that shit in the notes. We're going to get better at this. My show note taking is going to get better, but 14 women now.
It's 22 total.
In total, but I think, 15 came forward.
Yeah. And I still think it's bullshit, but that's just me.
That's a lot of girls, though.
A lot of the claims are them being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is not a fucking thing.
Okay, so let's rewind the tape real quick. Brad Pitt, heartbroken about Angelina's abuse. News or no news?
No news. I don't believe anything she says.
It's news, because anything right now that is dealing with women is front page paper. Going back to the Silicon Valley guy, news or no news that he was aggressive in the club, and kind of maybe a sex club.
If it's a sex club, I would say no news. I just maybe again we already passed Me Too movement 2015. If women are still scared to come forward and then come forward 3 or 4 years later, I don't want to hear that shit anymore. I'm sorry. There's enough support from both men and women. They will support you if you come out right away. If a guy slapped your ass right away, if you got any sexual assault within yesterday, if it happens, do it now. Don't do it 3 years from now where you think it's going to be a gain to you. There's enough support systems out there. Okay,
so I'm going to say news again because it's girl stuff. Okay. And right now it's hot. By the way, real quick before I say anything, before I enter the next one, one of the girls in the Watson thing, asked him for $30K and she would have stood silent. So
that's
facts.
The one case he has against is that one.
Right. I know. Okay, so Vegas had Gonzaga this weekend. Did you watch March Madness?
I watched some of it.
Okay, news or no news? Vegas got the 32-point favorite. Right.
No news. That happens. I've seen Kentucky cover a 42-point spread. Okay.
What do you think about Gonzaga, real quick? News or no news that they're gonna win the whole thing?
They look good. They should, but that's the one thing that's what makes March Madness.
Right. Cinderellas and stuff.
Yep.
Got it. Go.
Okay, D. Do
Last
you
one.
care that it is a R-rated Mrs. Doubtfire?
First of all, it's totally news because that movie was fire. I just watched it the other day on HBO Max. If there's an R, first of all, the story came out and said there was an NC-17 version, and then it got dumbed down to R-rated. I totally want to see that. First of all, bring back. Look, we're not making no fucking movies. Release the Snyder cut. Release Doubtfire
Don't
NC-17.
release Snyder Cut.
No, that's not the Ayers. The Ayers. Ayers Suicide Squad. Like, if we have shit on the shelf that was already made and it's probably maybe could be better, I would say release all director's cuts that we're sitting on. So yes, it's news to me. Is it news to you?
I think so. Just because he was such a great guy, it sucked that somebody who that happy was felt so lonely. So anybody who's struggling with that, I hope you reach out to any family members or a friend, or you go seek some type of help. Loneliness is a tough thing, and even if when you look happy, you can still be lonely.
I know we sound crazy and we get excited and we yell at each other, but if you've been touched by anybody, speak up. If you're dealing with depression, call a friend and tell them what's up. Come through. Like, we need to start coming together as people and start bringing back community and stop all this bullshit about who's on what aisle of the fucking lane.